How's about something nice and easy?
Welcome to the Neurodivergent Experience podcast, a podcast where we share the lived experiences of neurodivergent people to help create a better understanding for our community.
Join us every week as we bring you honest, raw, and inspiring conversations with specialists, advocates, and individuals who know exactly what it's like to live the neurodivergent experience.
I'm Jordan James, a neurodivergent specialist, father of neurodivergent children, husband to a neurodivergent wife, and author of The Autistic Experience, and I'm joined by my best friend.
I'm Simon Scott. I'm an autistic ADHD broadcaster, actor, and advocate. Join us as we journey into unraveling the neurodivergent experience.
And hello, welcome back to the Neurodivergent Experience. Scotty, my
Hello.
best buddy.
Yo.
How are you doing this? You had any good news?
Have I had any good news? Well, my car's being serviced and they've just sent me the receipts. So, no, not good. Apparently, I need new brakes. Yeah, that's a bit shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I tell you what, my friend. Hello to people that are listening. If this is your first time listening, welcome. If you're back, where the hell have you been? And we want to thank you because we have had an unbelievable week at this podcast this week.
Yeah. So what did we do this week?
Very good question. We have been celebrating the fact that we've had more downloads than we've ever had. Our listenership has gone up by 50%. We had our biggest ever day of downloads for a release of an episode. And also, Jordan's away or preoccupado for the next week. So that means we've had to record lots of episodes this week. So when he was like, what have you done this week? I went, record a shitload of episodes with you. That's what I've done this week.
Yeah, we've been hanging out. We've been seeing more of each other than we've been seeing of our partners, which is great because, yeah, it's wow. Like, seriously, 50%. And by the way, this is like 2 weeks ago now when people are listening. 50% increase.
Increase. Either or.
50% increase in listenership. Viewership, because it's listenership.
Yeah.
I'm making up words now.
That's fine.
Listenership.
RFK does the same. Apparently it's fine. So yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, it wasn't that we didn't have a big listenership already. You know, we do, and we really appreciate everybody listening. But you know, we've now had an unfathomable amount of people from the US start to tune into us. So, howdy, cousins. Welcome. I hope you enjoy the show and you stick around and you keep with us. We're trying to tailor some new things. The hot topic is now out. So, you won't hear it in today's episode. You will hear it tomorrow if you're listening on the day it comes out. And if you're catching up in months' time, where the hell have you been? Go back and check it out. So, that's what we've been doing this week. It's been halcyon. Been mad. I've had a real old head rush looking at these numbers. I feel like we've struck gold, my friend. I feel like we're really starting to hit our groove. So thank you for being with us. If you've been with us from the very beginning, and if you've just joined us, we still love you. Thank you. Please hang around and let's see where this party takes us.
Yeah, thank you to the dedicated listeners. We love you and appreciate
the day
you.
oneers.
And that is not an invite to come around my house, so stop it.
I'll post his address in the show notes if he.
Oh God, he's freaking doxing me. Yeah, if you see me around Horsham, say hi.
Yeah, and if you see me in Merseyside, it's not me.
Yeah, leave him alone. Run away.
It's not me.
Run away.
Well, other than this week, shall we introduce our wonderful guests today?
No, not yet. I want to tell you about what I bought. I bought a new controller for the Switch 2. Apparently, it's the greatest controller that's ever been made, not just for the Switch 2, but just in general. So I immediately pre-ordered it. And then a pair of Yanis Freaks trainers went on sale, and Nike was like, here, have £20 off. And I was like, thank you, Nike. And they were already cheap. It was £125 reduced to £67. And I bought those as well. And then I've just had an entire week of actually just going, oh, I've got to fix this. I've got to fix this. So I am booking a session with Ashley to fix this because it is actually at the point where I'm actually it's not. I mean, I'm laughing, but it's just not funny anymore because it is actually just getting ridiculous. I bought 6 pairs of trainers, and I literally said to myself, I'm not buying any pairs of trainers this year. And I've bought 6, and it is just getting ridiculous. So I did sell 2, so I don't know how that evens it out.
Does it even it out?
Yeah, so I'm booking a session with Ashley, and talking about Ashley.
She's here.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank
it's very,
you so
very
much.
nice to have you back. If you're wondering who this voice is, this is our resident in-house therapist. This is Ashley Bentley, hypnotherapist, coach, breathwork practitioner, all-round extraordinaire from integrative coaching, breathwork, and hypnotherapy. Thank you so much for coming back with us, Ashley. We've missed your voice and your presence on this show. And if you haven't listened to Ashley's episodes, please go do so. They're brilliant. And it's why we have her back every month or so. So
do it
now. No, yes, don't.
Yeah.
Well, actually, listen to this one. Come,
Yes.
Don't do it now.
You just said
Don't
the
do it
thing.
now.
You hit a great point there, because today we're talking about a fabulous little subject. But as you went, do it, my brain went, do it now. So, what are we talking about today, Jordan?
Echolalia. Echolalia. Okay, so I'm going to, as a neurodivergent specialist myself, I will explain to you, I don't know whose voice that is, I will explain to you what echolalia is. Echolalia is the repetition of words or phrases spoken by someone else. It's a normal part of language development in young children as they learn to communicate. So everybody does this. While common in typical development, it's also frequently observed in autistic individuals, even into adulthood. In big brackets, because of the lack of synaptic pruning. And that pruning happens at the age of 2-3 years old, just about the same time as we get vaccines. Isn't that weird? So that synaptic pruning is supposed to happen. It's meant to happen. It's always going to happen. It's a part of our development as autistic, ADHD, neurodivergent people. And this shows it, because that synaptic pruning doesn't take place for us. So that's why we have echolalia as adults, because every human has echolalia from when they're a toddler, which is why we still have it.
Because that must be why we learn to talk, then, obviously. If we're picking
this is
up
how we learn.
Yeah.
So babies learn to talk like this, and then we continue to learn to talk like this because of what people call developmental delays, but I actually just call it being cool and sexy. Cool and
the
sexy.
Official term. That's in the DSM-6, surely.
Yeah, cool and sexy. Devilishly handsome.
Okay.
Anyway, enough talking about Scotty.
Thank you.
Types of echolalia can be immediate, like repeating what someone just said, or delayed, so repeating phrases or sounds at a later time, which is what I tend to do. So I know people that do both, but I think that most of would you agree that all of us are pretty much the later on phrase? Or Ashley, just a quick question: do you repeat stuff back really like straight away?
It probably is mostly the other way, doing it afterwards. But occasionally I'll catch myself doing it right away.
Because I feel like that again, that's separate synaptic pathways of learning, and it's possible that those synaptic pathways were pruned. Whereas some people, so I was watching this quick story. I was watching a football game with my friend and his son. His son literally, every time I said something, I like, oh, bloody referee. He'd be like, yeah, bloody referee, because he's never watched football before. So he was just literally immediately copying. And it reminds me of that scene in the IT Crowd where they have that, where they're in the pub.
Ludicrous display last night.
Yeah. They're just copying this app. There's like, how to speak to football fans app. It's definitely, it feels very different to what we do. But at the same time, it's all echolalia. So, echolalia doesn't usually go beyond 3 years, but it does for us because of the aforementioned pruning. My favorite example, and if anybody doesn't really understand what echolalia is or say, oh, I don't do echolalia, think Bumblebee in Transformers.
Perfect. What a great example that is.
His entire communication is echolalia because he's using words and phrases that were used previously on radio stations or, you know, whatever he's listening to, whatever like that. And I'm like, that's literally how it is for most of us, but obviously there's occasionally there's a few words in between. So our first point of discussion this week is our regular and favorite echolalia phrases used by us and our loved ones. So, Scotty, let's start with you. Got any?
Got any?
One or two?
Got a few. Well, I have some particular ones that seem to override most, but we'll discuss where a lot of mine come from, right? Okay. So, I'm still grieving this app. This used to be such a spin for me. It used to be such a glimmer, very much an escapism thing. About 10, 12, 13 years ago, there was an app that was developed that was called Vine. And essentially, it's a precursor to TikTok. So it used to be 7-second videos where Joe Public would be comedic and create funny sort of sketches. Now, my generation, it's almost like you can spot an ND echolalia happening because somebody's referencing one of these vines. And depending on which ND person you speak to, they have their favorites. And I have mine. And they're all a bit crazy. It's like there's one particular one where somebody would be like dressed up as Spider-Man with goggles on and he'd just go, "It's Wednesday, my dude." That is stuck in my language. It's like somebody will ask me what date it is and I'll just go, "Oh, it's Wednesday, my dude." And it will just, boom, it comes out before I've even registered it. Another one is a lady pulling up to a sign that says fresh avocado, but it's spelt FRE space SH avocado. And she pulls up and she goes, "You better get down to Taco Bell for free shavacadoo." Stuck in my head. Every time I see an avocado, I'm like, "Free shavacadoo." And it just straight out. I have absolutely no control over it whatsoever. There's another one
That's
where
the no control thing.
A kid gets hit in the head with a basketball. He no-sells it and turns to the camera and just goes, "Yeah." That is one of my worst ones. Because rather than saying yeah, I'll just go, "Yeah." And I have to go, "Oh, well, that sounds absolutely ridiculously silly altogether." And there are so many that come from, like, Vine. There's one where there's, like, a bowl of watermelon that's got bits of watermelon in it, and a guy goes, "It's watermelon! Inside a watermelon!" I can't say watermelon anymore. I just go, "Watermelon!" It comes out, and I sound ridiculous, but it's true. And so many ND millennials are stuck in Vine. Absolutely stuck in Vine. There's so many. Caris has one where there's a lady where she goes to, a daughter goes, "I spilled lipstick in your white bag," and she goes, what, my Valentino white bag?" And Caris will just randomly go, what, around the house, just casually. There's like her favorite one at the moment. She's her big special interest is pop music. She loves like pop artists, Lady Gaga, Sabrina Carpenter, Chappell Roan. Sabrina Carpenter, huge pop star, right? And she has a very big song, huge #1 song, Grammy-winning song called Espresso. And the lyrics are, "Thinking about me every night, oh, that's that me espresso." That's the melody. But what Caris will do is she'll just go, "Thinking about me every night, oh." And that's it.
Does that drive you insane?
It's mental. Absolutely mental.
Do you need to finish the song? Otherwise my brain will Sheldon explode.
Yep. And then there's another song that she does that's called Juno. And randomly, it's like talking about like sex positions. And she just goes in the song randomly, "Have you ever tried this one?" Caris will walk into the room, say it, and just leave. Like, she will just walk into the room and just like do something that she's not normally done before. Like, she'll put the washing up and she'll just go, "Have you ever tried this one?" And then she's just like, she doesn't even realize she's doing it, which is what's brilliant. And all of these like sort of things, it's like music will come in. And it's like earlier you mentioned that, "Oh, do it now," and instantly, "Do it. Come on." It just comes straight out of my brain. I just feel like even Lee Evans as well. It's like whenever I say "fuck off," I don't go, "Oh, fuck off." I go, "Oh, fuck off." Like, it's just like, I'm just such a mimic, an absolute mimic. So, Ashley, come on, what are some of yours?
I am okay. I think one of yours is now going to be a new one for me. The free shavacado thing.
I'll send you. I'll put the links in this episode. I'll put all the echolalia links in. You're welcome.
That is, and it reminds me of one that I do, but now I sort of came up with my own. I sort of copied. It was something that I saw that's similar to that. It was a meme making fun of a sign that the sign was supposed to say sail, sail, but how they had it up in the window, it looked like sasa lele. And so every time,
feels good in the mouth, doesn't it?
Sasalele.
Mm.
Probably the biggest one that I do all of the time is basically I embody Tina Turner. So I never saw her live, but I saw some concert footage of her live. And I don't know if you've ever seen her do Proud Mary live. At the beginning of the song, it's really slow, isn't it? It's really slow before it kicks off and goes really big. And she's at the microphone. She's like, "We're going to take it nice and easy."
That's a great one.
Because I'm constantly trying to slow myself down because I'm constantly moving too fast all the time. I'm constantly saying that to myself throughout the day. We're just going to take it nice and easy. That is a really big one of mine. I had a professor at university, Dr. Cafaro, just the best professor.
That's a great name for him. That's like a comic book professor.
Name.
What does he teach? Like Egyptian studies?
He taught history. He taught history.
Oh, that's so good.
Brilliant.
That's my favorite name now.
I hated history until his class. He was so great. He would call everybody by their last name, by their surname. But also, if he asked a question and you got it right, he'd walk up to you and he'd go, "Precisely." And it was just, you just felt like you had just won the lottery. So that's another one, and probably a lot of Eddie Izzard ones as well.
Oh my God.
You'll still need a tray.
What?
That's what
I have so many Eddie Izzard ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you have a flag? I say that one quite often as well.
I'm covered in bees.
That's a good one.
He's just so amazing. But probably, so it's a toss up between Tina Turner and another one that I do. Actually, I made sure to check. I checked online to make sure that this was still part of Echolalia, because it's something that I used to say. So I'm sort of mimicking myself, and apparently it does fall under the category. So I'm sure we all talk to our pets in a certain voice, don't we?
Even if they're not my pets. I went around to a friend's house the other day and I was like, "Kitty, kitty, cat sat on the mat. Kitty cat, will you let me pat the kitty?" And he ran off and I just went, "No one likes the kitty today." Like, I just don't know why I do it. It just comes out like life's musical, I suppose.
I love it. Well, my dog sadly passed away a year ago. But I've found myself, I'm still using that voice because how I used to talk to him. And just randomly throughout the day, just to soothe myself. Mm-hmm. Because I used to say, "That's it, boy. That's it. You got it. You got it. That's it. That's it." And I will do that to sort of encourage myself. And it's an auditory stim, but it also feels really nice. I think it really connects me to, my relationship with him. And it kind of makes him feel like he's still here.
Does your boyfriend ever go, is she talking to me? am I the good boy? I'm a good boy.
This was something that I'm glad you've brought up, Jordan, actually, because I was going to ask you this, Ashley. Do you find when you're in like unmasked spaces that you seem to almost like just exclusively talk in like echolalia? Because I do.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, my partner and I are continually doing this back and forth with each other. And it's so much fun. It is so much fun, isn't it? It's just loads of fun.
I saw a video the other week of a guy who's like holds this like really fluffy, chunky cat up and he's like, "Look at the coat. Beautiful frame. So firm. Beautiful short legs." I've started doing it to Karis when she's getting dressed. I don't even realize I'm doing this. Like, "Wow, look at that frame. Beautiful legs. Look at the pose." And she's just like, why are you doing this to me? But I do it all the time. It's like, I'll see her like get out of the shower and instantly my brain will just go, "Wow," which is a vine. I'm just taking it from somewhere else. It's like, I remember there was one, when you talk about Tina Turner, right? Here's a funny one that and I don't know what happens, why you pick them up. I am one of those sorts of people, if I get drunk at home, I will just put old concerts on TV and I'll watch like shows I've been to and stuff. and YouTube was doing that thing where it just randomizes, and a random video of Shania Twain came up. She sat on a little stool, the music plays, and as soon as the beat kicks in, she just goes, cool. And now that's the only way that I say cool now. It's like Carrot will tell me something really deep, I don't know what to say, and I just go, cool. So go on, Jordan, what about you?
Yeah.
Let's hear some of yours.
Oh, well, mine aren't from people I've met or Vine, and I don't even know what Vine is. I'm millennial, but I'm like old millennial.
You're an elder millennial, aren't you? You're like
I'm an elder.
Saged, wizened.
Yes, I'm the wizened, decrepit millennial. Yeah, so I would say that as I have my own ones, but I would definitely say that we tend as a family, and obviously with my kids, they've copied us. So I don't necessarily think that my kids have got these from TV shows, but obviously we've watched these TV shows with our kids. But I think that it's Sylvia and I think so we've copied each other as much as we've copied the actual TV shows. So I think the perfect example of that is that, and Sylvia and I do this like almost like a bit, but we're not trying. And anytime someone says, "Oh yeah, it's at night," we do it at night, and I go, "Mostly at night," and then Sylvia goes, "Mostly." And the thing is I'm doing it in that voice because I'm not doing it from Aliens with Newt. I'm doing it from South Park, which is Cartman in the Underpants Gnomes episode.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, "They mostly come at night." Mostly. And that's where I've got it from. So it's like it's Echolalia from Echolalia from Echolalia. And I'm
it's
like
Echolaliaception, yeah.
Yeah. And then Sylvia does it, and she's never watched that. She doesn't really like South Park that much. It's probably why we'll end up divorcing. But she'll, every time I say it, she goes, "Mostly." But she'll do it in the Cartman voice.
It's such a nice like call and response, isn't it? It's like in theatre, it's chorus, it's like canon, it's bouncing off of each other. And that's what I think
cute.
it does. It's very cute, but it's also like an exchange of energy, I find.
It is. It is. It's
Yeah.
like a perfect partnership. And I think it kind of sums up as a partnership. So the other ones we do hugely from Monty Python, The Holy Grail. And obviously there's he's not he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. That we got that one. I do that a lot. That's from Life of Brian. But I prefer Monty Python, The Holy Grail. And there's just so many. And the
I will taunt you a second time. That's one. That's in there.
Your arms off.
Yeah.
It's just your arms off.
Yeah,
no, it isn't. But my big one is, we'll call it a draw. Like literally every single time it's like there's an argument or something like that, and people and I go, "Do you know what? We'll call it a draw." And especially if I'm losing, and I go, "No, we'll call it a draw."
Dude, there's been so many times I've like interviewed people like professionally. I'm sat opposite like an A-list celebrity, and my brain is going, "What is your name? What is your quest? Was it a European swallow or an African one?" Like genuinely, like that's what's on the tip of my tongue, and I'm just going like, "No, we can't. We've got to keep it together, Si."
The other one is that, like, if I'm chatting with people and like I'm annoyed at them, but I don't want to have a go at them, I go, "Your mother was a hamster and your father smells of elderberries. Yeah. I fart in your general direction." And they'll look at me, especially if they've never seen it, and they'll go, "Eh? Monty Python Holy Grail?" They go, "I ain't seen it, mate." And I go, "Well, fuck you and who she rode in on." Cloppity, 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 clop, 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 clop. The other one, because I also think it's quite cute, is in our house, the big one is Mighty Bush. I'm Old Greg. And it's throughout.
Ever drunk Baileys from a shoe?
It's throughout. There's another one, but it's throughout, and it's generational. I swear, my grandkids will be like, "I'm Old Greg." I swear, my granddad name won't be granddad. It'll be Old Greg.
Old Greg.
I will literally be, "Hi, Old Greg," and I'll be like, "I'm Old Greg," and they'll be like, "Show us your mangina." And it's just Old Greg from Mighty Bush is literally the one of the main ones in our house. And the other one, it's a really obscure program. I don't know if a lot of people have seen it. It's a program called This Is Jincy.
I knew you were going to say this.
2 seasons of it, and there's quite a few in there that we do. But Sylvia does this thing where she goes, "Ow," which is, and it's every time if she's like looking at me and she's attracted to me, like I'm wearing a nice top, and she'll go, "Ow, Arbiter Maven."
I knew it was the Arbiter Maven.
And the other one that we all do every time we see a very, very small body of water, we go, "Oh, it's the mystery pond." And it's literally, if you YouTube search mystery pond, this is Jinsey, you will have this echolalia for the rest of your life, because it's so strange. It's basically this tiny little island that's just like absolutely crappy. And they're like, this is our awesome, what do you call them? Theme park. There's an awesome theme park. And we've got log, and it's just a log. We've got the log. And it's like,
wow.
And then it's like, and then they go, and the mystery pond. Where does it come from? Who knows? Mystery pond. And then they do a whole bunch of other ones, including this other one where they deep dive, where they go, "Oh, we've got our like Space Invader thing," and the guy goes, "Pew pew." So every time I think of I go, "Pew pew." And then randomly they come back and they go, "And it's the mystery pond."
Oh, such
and it's
surrealist comedy, isn't it, man? That's what gets it.
It's Monty Python comedy within it. And that's what leads to the biggest one in my life, which, I'll talk about in a minute, but that is just South Park. I think everyone knows it. It's South Park.
Yeah.
So what are ones from TV shows that you've got?
TV shows, goodness me. It's like,
what's the mystery pond?
Well, the mystery. So as you were sort of like discussing This Is Jinsey, it's a show that I also watched as well. The main thing that I remember from This Is Jinsey is the pub. So there's like a pub where like people play music, and there's one particular one where there's a dog, and it goes, "And there was a dog that sat there, and it said it wouldn't come. It sat there all evening, licking on its bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum." And it's just ridiculous. But the catchy bit is it goes, "And the dog went licky, 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 all night long." And it's just stuck with me. Again, the Mighty Boosh. Every time I see a full moon, and I just go, "Everybody look at the moon. Everybody see the moon. The moon is made so milky white. Everybody look at the moon. Ooh. You like my song?" Like, you have to add the "Do you like my song" bit. That's the key. That's the key bit. I wrote it myself, and that's sort of where it comes from. But I also find as well with like echolalia, it's not just the phrase; it's the accent.
Yes,
it's the voice.
Yes,
so it's like
intonation.
It's not that I will take the phrasing of the character. It's like, I remember years and years ago, there was this YouTube like channel that used to take the mick and used to make sketches. They did one particular one that was like these llamas, and the llamas go, "Carl." That kind of stuck with me for a bit.
Oh my God, Carl is a mainstay in this house, because I have a friend named Carl.
Carl, yeah.
Which is the coolest thing, because every time I go, "Hey, Carl."
So there you go. But there was one particular character that comedian did, where it was like puppets advertising cereal, and the puppet's like, "It's crackling nuts. It's a balanced as fuck breakfast." And it's like, that voice has now stuck with me. And another one as well, there was a TV show that was on Sky years ago that was called Yonderland.
Loved Yonderland.
Every single character, the main character was called Debbie, and everyone called her Debbie. And I have my auntie-in-law is Debbie, and every time they go, "Oh, Deb's here," I go, "Oh, Deb's here, Deb," and I have to just like walk away a little bit for 5 minutes. So like, what about you, Ashley? Like, what's your like TV shows?
Well, this is just making me think about actually when I went back home to the States in December, all of these fun phrases that I say over here that come from TV shows that aren't really in the collective knowledge over here. So it was, and I can crack my mom up with doing my imitation. So quite a few old Saturday Night Live skits that used to be popular in the sort of like in the 80s and the 90s, back when Billy Crystal was on, and Dana Carvey. So this reminded me from your Cartman South Park one where he was imitating somebody else. So Dana Carvey was used to dress up as Regis Philbin, and I don't think he's very known over here, but he was on sort of daytime TV in the States. Me imitating Dana Carvey, imitating Regis Philbin is one of my favorite ones, and it's just, "I'm out of control. I'm out of control."
Oh, I know that one.
So there's that one. And then there's also Billy Crystal used to do this character called Fernando on Saturday Night Live, and he had this voice that said, "Oh, darling, you look fabulous. You look marvelous." That was his catchphrase. He was, "You got to look good to feel good, darling, and let me tell you, you look marvelous." So I was able to do that with my mom all over the trip and just crack her up, and yeah, we would just do it back and forth. And I do it over here, and my partner's just like, "What are you doing?" He knows I've gone into character, but there's absolutely no frame of reference. So yeah, those are some fun ones.
Before we go to a break, I'll throw this out to the room. In your family, who is the most sort of like echolalia? Because it's my dad. My dad is like the king of echolalia. So I'm interested to see, like, you know, Jordan, like what's sort of Sylvia, Simon, like who's the most sort of
outside me? Because for me,
it's you, yeah. But I mean, like
for me, it's me. I mean, in my house, it's definitely me, and I think everyone sort of, you know, like a planet, they just sort of
navigate around you.
Navigate, yeah. They orbit around my echolalia. Because I think probably Sylvia. But that could be because I'm around her the most, and we kind of do it together, and then we sort of talk about it. But I would say that it's probably Sylvia. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Ashley?
It's definitely, so who is doing it most of all? Yeah, it's definitely me. It's definitely me. And I think, you know, from a young age, I became quite good at imitating, you know, the different
mimicry.
Tones and inflections and all of that, and I get a kick out of it. So yeah, it's definitely me.
Yeah, because I find with like the mimicry, I can get an impression better by watching somebody else do the impression. It's like I impersonate the person doing the impression, and if they're really good at it, I can just like copy it. It's like at the moment, the comedian Shane Gillis is doing Donald Trump. His Trump is better than anybody else's Trump I've seen. Like, it's almost like conversational. He can do it for hours. And he said this particular thing where he was like, anyone can do Donald Trump. Walk into a room and say you walked into it. And he goes, "What a big room this is." I walked in, I went, "Wow, what a big room." And I was like, it's the inflection. He nails the inflection like perfectly. And as soon as you pick up on it, you can do it too.
Yeah.
But for me, oh my God, growing up, my dad was the genie from Aladdin. Like, he would hoover and he'd just go, "I can't believe it. I'm losing to a rug." Like, he'd just like do all of these sorts of like, he would do so much, dude. Like so much. And it's like, there was another film that we watched growing up called like Jack Frost. It was a Michael Keaton, like Christmas straight to VHS sort of B movie. There's a random line in it. The kid goes, "But dad," and he goes, "But dad? I'm not your butt dad." It's like, that's just a phrase that my dad used to pick up. But I can just think of so many, like, he was like, there was like times when I used to like play rock music and my dad would just walk into the room and he'd go, "I built these cruise missiles for when them kids are playing ZZ Top." And that is directly from Live at the Met, Robin Williams. And he's just, boom, straight in. He knows it straight away. And he does it all the time. It's like, we were in this restaurant the other week and they had like these parallel handles over the steps. He instantly lifted himself up and started doing the Clueso Pink Panthers Revenge. "Oh, they had parallel bars, you know, darling. Oh, the cook's not a gardener. The gardener thinks he's a chef, and my hand's on fire." And the whole sketch just emerged while we were waiting to get to our table. Like, he's just, I've never known anyone like my dad just speak pure echolalia when he's unmasked.
Your dad is Bumblebee.
He is, like, honestly, he loves South Park, but never watches it. And my mum will put food in front of him and he'll just go, "Oh, look at that. It looks delicious." He doesn't even know why he does it. He just does. And he's stuck in it. He gets in, like, he's just stuck on the same sort of record, like, all the time. Like, but it is really kind of like sweet to be around because it reminds me of my childhood so much. It's like, I'll watch movies and then he'll like hear something that triggers one of his older, and it's like he just like boots up and it's like dad from like 10 years old just appears again and he's saying all the same sort of things. So it's almost like a bit of a nostalgia trip for me sometimes when his echolalia kicks in. Yeah, it's great.
Well, I've got a few more, but let's have a break and then we can carry on.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to slip into your slumber pouches and tighten your grundle sacks. But before we say nightly bye, here's a short info pack exploring the wonders of the parish of Brownlap.
Come to Brownlap, a parish like no other. Visit Grass World, the biggest expanse of grass on Jinsey, with new attraction Blade Rider. Pew, pew. And if you dare, why not explore Miriam's haunted post, People say you can smell her breath on the back of your neck if you stand too close. And what other parish can boast the incredible singing stump? Rub the ring and hear it sing. What other parish has got that? Hey, yours hasn't. Ah, the mystery pond. Yeah. A one-day pass gets you into Wind World. See the waft, the gust, and the bonnet blaster. Oh, the Whispering Pond! Logland. This interactive experience allows you to adopt a log. There's a log for every taste, whatever the choice, from the skinny logette to the right humper. And the road, with its new improved corner, takes you to the awe-inspiring Angel of the West that dominates the skyline. Built by 1,000 men over 100 days. It was quite difficult to build. It really was very difficult. Ah, the Mystery Pond! Brown Lab. It's got everything you want and more. It's not what you thought. It's a lot more than that. Oh, the Whispering Pond!
This episode of the Neurodivergent Experience is brought to you by RTN Mental Health Solutions. With up to a 5-year waiting list for autism and ADHD assessments via the NHS, and that's even if you get a referral from your GP, getting an assessment in the UK has never been harder. So if you're like me and can't wait anymore, going private may be the best option for you. RTN offers online assessments for kids aged 6 right up to adults. To make it more accessible, RTN can offer payment plans up to 5 months. You can access their remote services from the comfort of your home anywhere in the UK, and RTN offers group and one-to-one counselling, a private route to access ADHD medication following the assessment, and will even fight for you if your GP doesn't accept the results. So if you live in the UK and can't wait to get an assessment, go to www.rtnmentalhealthsolutions.com and use the discount code RTN23, making it even more affordable for all of our listeners to get an autism and ADHD assessment. Welcome back to the Neurodivergent Experience. We're sorry if we've given you lots of new echolalias. You're probably just like listening to this, just going, wow. So I'm glad that we've infected you today. That's all great fun. But what are we going to talk about next, John?
We'll stay on the same subject for now, and I think the main one is you mentioned it before. I mentioned it before. South Park. South Park is such a huge mainstay for you and I. I don't know about you, Ashley. Okay, brilliant, perfect.
Yeah,
I got a nod.
I will say this: I haven't watched it in ages, so I'm very far behind. I keep forgetting to make it a part of my viewing, so it has been a while. Full disclosure.
This is the turtle thing all over again.
It's not. I was telling my partner last night about the turtle incident. We'll call it.
Yeah, Turtlegate.
Turtlegate, straight out the shell. But yeah, South Park is a crazy one because it's so, when it's being satirical and it's taking the piss out of something already, it's like it dials up the sort of like addictive feeling to it times like 20. Like it just does. It's like I will literally see a pig and I'll just go, man, pig, and I can't help it. It's like it's here. It's like just straight bum mouth out.
I go, Fluffy.
Like I've done that before. It's like there's been times where because we've now got stairs in the house. We run up and down the stairs on our hands and feet all the time. And Caris ran up the stairs the other day, and I just instantly started going wee wee, just chasing after her. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Just go with it. It's fun."
I got to go. Pig and elephant DNA don't mix. I'm just sitting here, just like I need to say that,
yeah,
and
it's
that
crazy,
needs to come out of my mouth.
Like,
I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was like, pig and elephant DNA just don't. And that's such an early episode as well. It's such an early episode with Dr. Mephisto. I just love that stuff, right? It's like the freaking monkey with 4 asses. But just sits there and goes, So anytime I'm annoyed and people are like, what's the matter? And I just go, like the monkey. So it's
that
really
happened,
interesting.
I'd be like, whose phone's ringing? Whose phone's on vibrate? Like, what's going on here?
It's so interesting because, like you said before, like for me, South Park, it's so many. from South Park. So many from Monty Python, but so many from South Park. And but it's not just words, it's not just phrases, but it is noises as well, as we've been discussing. But for me, the huge one, and I know you do this too, is every time someone says, we need some creme fraiche, and I go, creme fraiche, which is Randy, who's my favourite character.
Like, I was doing it literally this morning, dude. It's so funny you say that. I made myself a bacon sandwich, and I was like, do you know what this needs? A little bit of creme fraiche. And I was just like, I didn't even have any, but I was just like, creme fraiche.
I don't even know why he says it like that, but it's like, it doesn't matter because you just. And the other one is the when I'm annoyed, and I do this as a GIF as well. Like we communicate in like memes and GIFs and stuff. But I do this with GIFs, and I just do this in general. Is if I'm annoyed at everyone, I was like, I hate you guys.
And he does it all the time.
all
the time.
You
like we were talking about RFK
like,
the other day, and we literally did the episode. He just went, I hate this guy. Yeah, it is crazy, like how sort of like one of the things, right, that I like about all of this is I speak to lots of other ND people, and it seems to be the same sources. It's like we seem to follow the same sort of source codes. South Park, Monty Python. We seem to always come back to the similar sorts of pop culture.
Ace Ventura, huge one.
This is like, dude, every time I pick up my phone and it rings, I go, Captain's Log 314. Like, I can't help myself.
I do that too.
I can't help myself. Like, dude, the amount of times I go to the toilet and I walk out and I'll go, do not go in there. Like, I can't help myself.
Oh, dude. If I'm not back in 10 minutes, just wait longer. I fucking love that so much. I've said that so many times. I'm like, I'm going to the shop. If I'm not back in 10 minutes, just wait longer.
Another one as well, dude. I was with my dad in the car the other week, and a bird had pooped on his car, and he just walked up to it and he went, guano, like straight away. It's just constant. Jim Carrey has a lot to answer for. He's taken up so much of my brain space.
But but my friend, and this is what I really love, because like I will like hanging out with another ND as I do, and I just buy the Echolalia, so they don't need to say, oh, I've been watching this week, or I watched this program this week. Just by the Echolalia, I know exactly what they've been watching. And I had this when I literally was out and with my friend, and he parked and he went, like a glove. And I went, did you watch Ace Ventura this week? And he went, yeah, how'd you know? He didn't even realize that he said it. He went, well, how did you know that? And I went, because you just went, like a glove. And he went, oh crap, yeah, I did. And that I found that really interesting, that we'll do it and we don't even realize we're doing it sometimes. There's a scary side of this, is that we are very easily influenced by things around us. And if those things are nefarious and we start repeating words and phrases like autistic people can't write poetry, that shit, that's bad. But we're not going to talk about that because we're trying to be happy today. But that is a problem. But yeah, so Ashley, South Park, go. Impress me. Do it.
The only thing I can think
it's your audition.
I know. Well, I do remember I used to be quite good at imitating Cartman, and now you're going to want me to imitate it. But now I can't think of what.
Well, you've got an American accent. It should be really easy.
I know.
Every American should just be able to do Cartman immediately.
What would be a good Cartman phrase?
I hate you guys.
I hate you guys.
For tomorrow. I like cheesy poofs. You like cheesy poofs. You don't like cheesy poofs. You are lame.
Give me back my cheesy poofs.
Yeah,
that's good.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Do you ever see the episode with the planetarium? Because every time someone says, "Oh, have you been to the planet?" I can't even say it now. Have you been to the planetarium? I go, don't you mean the planetarium? Because the person in charge of the planetarium at South Park can't say the T in planetarium. And when he says it, he goes, and because the kids are like, why do you say planetarium? And he goes, oh, I can't say the T in planetarium. And Stan just goes, "Oh, I see." It's just, "Oh, I see." Okay. It's just, there is no such thing as a planetarium now in my brain. It's just planetarium.
Arium. I do love to say hello, Shitty Walk. It's one of my favorite things to say.
So good.
But that is a difficult one because, you know, obviously I don't want to. I want to be careful
This
about.
is the very delicate line. Somebody asked me what the difference between China and Japan was the other day, and I was trying to tell them it's separated by a body of water, without doing the accent that they do on South Park, because no. We've just got listeners. We're not losing them this quickly. But that is the really sort of difficult line that this can happen with. Because I experience this. I do experience this because there's the whole Robin Williams thing of the line after I built these cruise missiles when them kids play ZZ Top. The joke off the back is, "Goddamn Asian drivers," and then the Asian character goes, "You better shut up, I've got a flamethrower in the trunk." But it then has all of these accents that are associated with it. And if you're watching like Richard Pryor from the 70s and 80s, or like Eddie Murphy's Raw, and then you go out into the real world, you know, I love Dave Chappelle's show, like the Comedy Central show.
Oh,
and
I love Dave.
Like with Rick James, bitch. Like that is one of the things that's like unity. It's just stuck ingrained in my head. But he uses language that I can't use. And there are times where my echolalia picks up on phrases and languages that I ethically shouldn't use, but my brain doesn't know that when it's on the tip of my tongue. So that can be something that is a very difficult line to sort of navigate. But on a positive, fun side, Jordan.
Yeah. So, okay, I will start with Ashley. Ashley, what is your most used echolalia word, phrase, or sound? The one you do all the time. Like, it's just part of your vocabulary. You don't even think about it.
Probably it's going to be a tie between Nash and Easy. Or,
I love that one. I'm going to borrow that, I think.
We're going to take a
I want that in my therapy sessions. If I don't see that in my therapy sessions, I will ask for the money back that I don't pay. That's what I'm going to do.
Well,
you'll owe me money.
Everybody out there, please try and look up some old concert footage of Tina Turner and the very beginning of Proud Mary. It is just, it's because she just is like, she's so serious. She's like, we're going to take a nice and easy.
I'm so unmasked right now.
But how good does it feel in the mouth? Does it not feel like the sweetest toffee you've ever had?
It feels so good. And, you know, and also I do... probably the way that I talk to my dog. So one of the most embarrassing things that I used to say to him to try and get him to poo, which actually I created a conditioned response with him. If I said this phrase to him, he would poo. And that is, eggs in a nest, bud. Eggs in a nest.
I just, in my brain, I went, come on. You can do it.
You can do it.
Which is just from every fucking...
This Rob Schneider, just like...
This Rob Schneider from every movie.
It's a good one. So
yeah,
it's just so much fun. It just feels so nice. Eggs in a nest, bud. Eggs in a nest. So, but one that does get me into trouble sometimes, because usually if somebody is saying this, they're quite upset, but... that doesn't matter. I still have to say, if somebody's like, that's so fucking whatever. I can't remember where I saw this, but it was an advert from a long time ago of a place called Sofa King that sold sofas. So it's not just good; it's so fucking good. Anytime somebody was like, it's so fucking, and I'm like, but is it so fucking?
This is why we can only be friends with each other. We can't be friends with neurotypicals. And I think
my house just burnt down. My dog died. Like, it's so fucking bad, but is it so fucking good? Amazing.
I think I've just figured out the exact communication problem between us and neurotypicals. This is genuinely, people. This is the most neurodivergent experience this this podcast has ever really been. This is, to be honest, this is the most me I've ever really been.
Yeah.
Is just doing Echolalia. I cannot tell you how free, and I keep wiping tears. I'm enjoying this so much. I'm actually stimming. You can't see me, but
sit down a little.
I've been stimming. I've been like touching my hair. I've been touching my hands. I can't tell you how good this feels. And I think we need to start a movement of the Echolalia freedom of speech movement.
Yes.
I can't believe I just came up with that off the cuff. That was genius. The Echolalia freedom of speech movement, where we just get to be Echolalia as long as it's not offensive or hurtful. Ashley, where we just get to be unapologetically autistic, and this is the most neurodivergent I think I've ever been on this podcast. Is just Echolalia in the shit out of this.
Do you not feel that like Echolalia for me is like the hieroglyphic language of neurodivergence?
Yes,
like
I
it's
love
a
that.
little image. It's like a picture, right? It's like you say to me, "Oh, you're having a bad day," and I go, "Today was a bad day to stop sniffing glue." Like that's that image, that eidetic image that phrase gives you, shows you Kurt Russell's dad in that airplane sketch, and instantly you know a lot about me because you're like, oh, not only do you like Airplane, you love Airplane, which means that you like that humor. Do you like The Naked Gun? Do you like Hot Shots? Do you like Scary Movie? Do you like? And then suddenly we're having a whole conversation about our personalities in a safe and unmasked way.
I think you have absolutely hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
The Echolalia is our language of friendship. And if you don't understand someone else's Echolalia and you don't get their words and phrases, it doesn't mean you can't be friends. Obviously, that's ridiculous. But I think when you find your true friend, it's the person that goes and, like, if I go, it's a mystery pond, and you go, from Brown Lap, pew, 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 something like that.
Where does it go? Where's it from? Yeah, just brilliant.
That is the ultimate connection, and I think it just proves how great it is for us. I think that, and then the non-speaking communication we do through GIFs and memes, because I built an entire friendship with one of my best friends on earth, Pickle Rick, and even because his name's Rick, and immediately I went, Pickle Rick, and he went, Pickle Rick.
That's it. It's done. It's decided. It's over.
And I was like, this friendship is forever. So I literally just called him, and I don't say, hey, Pickle Rick. I go, Pickle Rick, because he's Pickle Rick from Rick and Morty. And that friendship was built on memes and GIFs and the odd sentence in between.
It says more than it ever can. It's like, rather than, like we discussed in the Simpsons episode the other week, right? It's like somebody says to me, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. I don't go, oh, well, shit, that's rather stressful. That's this. I sent back the image of Ralph Wiggum sat on the back of the bus going, I'm in danger. Because it says more than I ever can. It helps my alexithymia so much.
Dude.
It says so much more than I can.
Oh, you have so hit the nail on the head. Again.
That's 2 for 1 in one episode, isn't it?
Gee, I'm back. Awesome. My alexithymia just kicks in. I was like, I have a whole thing I was going to say. But I honestly, I think it is actually such a great thing, because it really does help with alexithymia. It massively helps with alexithymia when we can't get our emotions, we can't get our words out. And so we'll just do this instead. So I definitely think it's like the perfect example of how we cope with having alexithymia is this. And for me, like I said, memes, GIFs, they are just digital echolalia. That's all that is. It's digital echolalia. That is echolalia for the new age, the new way of communication. So let's have a break, and then we can tell our little stories. There's some stories.
Ooh, story time.
This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It's watermelon inside a watermelon.
Have you ever felt stuck in patterns that don't serve you? Struggled with stress or wanted to connect more deeply with yourself? Then I have to introduce you to a friend of the podcast, Ashley Bentley of Integrated Coaching, Breathwork and Hypnotherapy. Ashley is a highly experienced clinical hypnotherapist and coach specializing in working with neurodivergent minds. Through a unique blend of integrative coaching, breathwork and hypnotherapy, Ashley helps people rewire subconscious patterns, regulate their nervous systems, and step into more empowered versions of themselves. Whether you're dealing with addiction, anxiety, burnout, or struggles with self-acceptance, Ashley offers practical and science-backed tools tailored just for you. Her unique methods combine neuroscience, storytelling, and subconscious transformation to create real, lasting change. Jordan and I can personally attest to the profound and transformative effects of her sessions, which have been life-changing. She does all of these sessions online, meaning she can work with you no matter where you are in the world. If you're ready to break free from old patterns and start living with more clarity, confidence, and connection, go to bit.ly/Ashley NDE to book a free consultation or learn more.
And we are back.
Hey, that was my bit.
Welcome back. Can you tell that we're having a lot of fun today? We are really enjoying. I'm really trying to keep like my literally. I'm sat here, but my brain's going cracked. No, it's really bespoke breakfast for everybody.
For everyone listening, I told Ashley to pick up, and then I completely threw her by going, "That's my bit." Just to be clear, I'm just playing. I'm just playing, you guys. Oh my god, I can't stop. I can't stop, you guys. I hate you guys.
But what's frustrating as well is he's going can't stop, and now Red Hot Chili Peppers is playing in my head. That's another part of this whole Echolalia. I've got Echolalia jukebox
Stop
brain.
Me Now, but it's not Don't Stop Me Now, Queen. It's Don't Stop Me Now, Shaun of the Dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the song, it's the thing associated with the song. Like it's like the amount of times, dude, that like I feel sad and I feel like Creed plays somewhere. I'm just like
I love Creed. I love Scott
so
Stapp.
I'm literally just chilling. I just feel my brain go, hold me now. I'm like, oh no.
I'm 6 feet
it's happening again.
And I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Okay, anyway. Right. 3 hours later. Oh my God, that's another one. Every time
I go moments later.
3 hours later. And I was literally saying to my daughter, I said, I've been playing Oblivion Remastered. Yeah, it's out, everybody. It's awesome. And there's a bit where you can wait. So if you're standing around and you need to wait to do a mission and you can choose the amount of time, I always choose 3 hours just so I can go 3 hours later. And I want there to be a mod on Oblivion that you do that and then it comes up and goes 3 hours later. Anyway, that's from SpongeBob, everybody who doesn't know. And if you don't know, you're probably not autistic.
If you are, what are you doing here? Get out of here, you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Get out. Oh, my God, we can't stop.
Yes,
we can't stop. Okay.
We've started a thing now.
Yeah, I was going to say the most extreme and frustrating echolalia, but I think that's what we've become.
Yeah.
So the listeners, they're like, oh, my God, would you just talk about it, people?
We're trying.
Okay,
I'm trying. Oh no, it's happening again.
Scotty.
I'm sorry, go on.
You've got a story. The most extreme but frustrating form of echolalia. And this, by the way, let me be clear. This isn't, we're having a go at the people that are doing it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, it's more the fact that
isn't it?
We like, as autistic people ourselves, it triggers us because, well, we'll explain why. Go for it.
Yeah, so like one of my like biggest echolalias is the many different ways that I say hello. Okay, so it could be like hello there, or it could be like oh hello. Like it I can tell you where they all come from as well. The IMDb page in my brain just opened. But I used to live with a specific group of guys, and one of the guys that I lived with was black, and he used to use the N-word casually. Like it used to be a bit of a fun thing that he used to say to us. He'd be like, you can't say it back, and it used to be a bit of a joke. But there was one particular lad that we lived with that had echolalia who started to repeat what he was saying, and he was white. So it was obviously very problematic for him when he would be like, I can't say that. And there was a couple of times he said it in the wrong company.
Oh. Ow.
And trying to navigate that and explain that was an absolute social nightmare for this young guy. And do you know what? He's a great kid. I really enjoyed his company. But it wasn't the fact that he didn't understand social cues. He didn't understand racial boundaries because he didn't understand social cues. So it's a very difficult one. But that was a difficult one for him to navigate. And we were trying to help him with it. But then at the same time, I didn't know that I was neurodivergent at the time. So I was just like, is this guy just a bit of a dick? Like, it was something that I kind of sort of battled with and struggled with. And now I have a lot more understanding because I myself have more understanding of myself. But again, it's problematic because there's a comedian that I really like. There's a podcast that I listen to that's called Bad Friends.
I love Bad Friends.
But so you will know this, Ashley, when Andrew is joking about Bobby's mum and doing the accent because he's Asian.
Yes.
That's the bit that sticks in my head.
Right.
So it's like when I listen to these sketches and he's like doing impressions of his mum, or he like takes he does like the Japanese accent at Bobby. That unfortunately can be the bit that sometimes goes in, and I can almost feel it, and I'm like, oh shit, I really have to wind back from that. Like it's difficult. It is difficult because I can feel it as well. And I'm not a dick, but it's like on the tip of my tongue, and it could just
You're a dick.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. So, I mean, how have you found that, Ashley? Have you experienced sort of problematic echolalia yourself, or have you seen it with other people?
My mind is drawing a blank.
Okay, so Ashley, if you can't think of someone else, what was the worst time it ever happened to you? Like the most embarrassing time? Share with the people your most embarrassing secret.
Well, I think the Sofa King example was really going to be the example because I have actually said that a few times when I really, really shouldn't. And even though the person I was saying it to knew about this, was in on the joke, but it was like not the right time to use it. Yeah.
My one is interesting. It was when I first sort of got into social media and started gaining a significant following. A lot of those followers were from my local area because I'd started on like local pages for local people.
Yeah, we'll have no trouble here.
Fuck's sake.
Sorry,
everyone. Sorry, everyone.
I'll mute myself. I will. I promise.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so this young kid, he was in his early 20s. He reached out to me and said, I'm autistic, and and I was like, oh, that's fantastic, and and I was really interested in like meeting people and making friends and stuff. Now I'm just like, fuck everyone. But yeah, so I met him in town, went for a coffee, and wow, lovely kid, a fellow photographer. That's why we met up. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that was a little thing. But we were planning on doing photography together and stuff, and he came over to our house and wow, it was 90%, unless he was talking about photography, 90% was just Family Guy references. Just exclusively. There was a few extra ones in there, but mostly just Family Guy. And he would do it in the voice. So it wasn't just, it was full on impression. It was full on. And he wasn't good at them either. And every time he did one, he'd kind of look at me and wait for me to like guess who he was doing. I don't know what he was doing. And I was like, no, I get it. I was doing them back and forth. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I encouraged him. I don't know. Obviously, he was nervous. Secondly, he told me this is what he does. He was very self-aware. He told me this is what he does. I was like, yeah, it's not a problem. I do the same thing. Wow. I think it's because he was nervous, because what I have noticed is I have another friend who struggles with speech. It's more of a dyspraxia thing. And it gets way worse when he's nervous. Way worse. Like a lot of us, we make more mistakes when we're nervous. It's like in sports, like, oh, how come he missed that shot? Well, he's nerves. It's the big occasion. He's got nerves. It's a whole thing. Sports psychology. So I get it. He was nervous. But the autistic in me was like, this is so triggering me. This is just so annoying. And I'm trying to have a conversation with him, and he just keeps doing it. There was no conversation because it was just words, phrases, and impressions from Family Guy. And I love Family Guy, and I couldn't take it. And I was really polite. I was really nice. I didn't want to hurt his feelings. And I didn't see him again. And it wasn't the fact that I didn't want to see him again. I actually did want to see him again. I think he got so embarrassed or so upset with himself, he ended up not seeing me. And then I had the RSD from it thinking, oh, maybe I did something wrong. He's probably had the RSD thinking he's done something wrong. And we just, we chatted on Messenger and stuff a little bit, talking about photography and things, but we never actually met up again. But I still follow him on Facebook. I'm not going to say what his name is, but I still follow him on Facebook and stuff. And he seems to be doing really, really well with his photography for career. And I'm so happy for him. But yeah, it was just one of those really, really awkward moments. And it was the first time I'd come across something like that. And yeah, like I said, it didn't bother me in like, that's ruined everything. But at the time I was like, oh my God, I'm going to throw this cup of coffee over him if he doesn't stop.
Very disabling for that young man though, isn't it?
I felt so sorry for him.
That has just made me realize probably a better one, a very similar one to, this was years ago. I went out to dinner with somebody that I worked with. So I knew this guy. But when we were at dinner, suddenly he was just, everything that was coming out of his mouth was Eddie Izzard. And me being a huge Eddie Izzard fan, I kept saying, oh yeah, that's Eddie. And I wanted to sort of engage with him on that level, but it just, he would just, either he didn't realize he was doing it, or he's never had somebody recognize what he's doing, because he was trying to do it as if it was his own. But yet everything he was saying was an Eddie quote. And so I kept saying, oh yeah. And it just, so I think I ended up making him feel very uncomfortable, but it's only because I wanted to sort of, do it back and forth, because I was ready to sort of engage with him on that level. But I think it really destabilized him. And I think I made him feel very uncomfortable. So
that's very interesting, because like I think about this, like Echolalia is me unmasking. It's like, it's me in my purest form of unmasking, speaking in our language, right? But there have been times where I have used Echolalia and I almost use it as like mask building. So like you were saying there, Ashley, this guy that's quoting Eddie Izzard quotes and portraying this very funny persona that he wants to portray. There is nothing worse of when you're trying to create a mask and somebody goes, a mask.
Yes.
It's a very frightening walking into a glass door feeling of going, oh shit, and then perception sensitivity just drowning in it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And this was so long ago that I didn't have the sort of the training and the wherewithal to really understand what was happening and how I could have handled that better.
There you go. So I mean, the fact is we can't all get on. But I think what I like from all three of our stories is that we all tried. Like, we are trying. And I think that's the massive issue with neurotypicals. Not all of them. I have to put that in like fucking brackets or something. Not every single human. The problem when this happens with neurotypicals, this is a problem, is that they don't try. They just immediately go, oh, it's fucking weird. What's the matter with you, fucking weirdo?
And I'm sure we've all experienced that.
That's my entire life is, you fucking weirdo. Literally. And I just embrace it and I'm a fucking weirdo. Better than being a dick. You're a dick. Sorry. And fucking South Park. And that's what's the difference between when a neurodivergent person can't handle something, and I think a neurotypical, generally speaking, is the fact that we're willing to try, but we struggle.
Yeah.
Versus they just want to mock and ostracize. So thank you so much, Ashley. Again. I will be talking to you about my addiction to trainers.
Sounds good. Yeah. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast today. I've really enjoyed it.
My favorite episode so far. We did Simpsons last week, and that doesn't even touch how much fun I've had on this.
this is the most fun that I've had on this show, and maybe we should come back and we'll do another Echolalia episode, because I seem to like...
Yeah, let's do one next week.
I seem to... No.
Every single week. We're going to call it the Echolalia
Straight away, though, my
Divergent
brain just went,
Experience.
how about no? Straight away. And we will see you next week for another wonderful episode. So thank you so much to Ashley Bentley. Please go into the show notes, check her out, and follow her work. We will be working with her very soon because I need to cope with house moving. It's stressful and I need a little bit of help from Ashley. So don't feel shame in it. If you need a bit of help, any guidance with anything that you're struggling with, find all Ashley's links in the show notes below. So thank you so much for joining us. We will catch you in next week's episode or tomorrow's Hot Topic.
And I have one last thing to say.
And what's that?
I love you guys.
Oh.
I love you guys too.
Now remember, Crackling Oats brand is a fucking wholesome breakfast.
Oh my god.
Now we're going, Jesus.
Who killed Kenny?
Oh my, we're going to get sued.
Thanks for tuning in to the Neurodivergent Experience. We hope today's episode sparked something for you, whether it's a new idea, a bit of validation, or just a moment of connection. Remember, new episodes are every week, so be sure to join us for the next one for more conversations and insights into the neurodivergent experience. If you've enjoyed this podcast, help us grow. You can do that by rating and reviewing this show. Your support makes a huge difference in helping us reach more people who could benefit from these conversations. You can connect with us on social media. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just search for the Neurodivergent Experience. Thank you again for listening, and until next time, take care of yourself. You're not alone in this journey.